Welcome to Trendy Flicks, your ultimate destination for the latest in movies, TV shows, and streaming trends. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the entertainment curve.
Caitlin Clark faces playoff elimination. Here's how she transformed the Fever. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are on the brink of elimination from the WNBA playoffs. The Fever play the Connecticut Sun in a must-win second game of a best-of-3 series on Wednesday. The Sun beat the Fever 93-69 in the first game of the series Sunday in Connecticut and held Clark to just 11 points. A win for the Fever Wednesday would extend the series to a Game 3 in Indiana on Friday. The winner will advance to the semifinals. The Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty have already advanced. While Clark had a slow start to the season, the 2024 Rookie of the Year returned to her dominating ways earlier this season and transformed a struggling Indiana Fever team that had owned a lottery pick in the last 7 drafts and the first overall pick in the last 2. Can she keep the Fever's playoff hopes alive? When did the Indiana Fever last make the WNBA playoffs? The Indiana Fever last made it to the WNBA playoffs in 2016. When the Fever played their last playoff game, Clark was a freshman in high school. The Chicago Cubs hadn't yet broken their 108-year World Series drought. Donald Trump had not yet been elected president. Only one player from that playoff team is on this season's roster, Erica Wheeler. How has Caitlin Clark transformed the Indiana Fever? By the time Clark joined the Fever, the team was full of talent. So, the fact that they're finally playoff bound shouldn't be a surprise, according to Cindy Brunson, the play-by-play voice for the Phoenix Mercury. I think what's really crazy is not just Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, right? It's Kelsey Mitchell. So with Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, you have the last 2 Big Ten record holders for 3-pointers made in a single season in the same backcourt. You add Lexi Hull, an elite defender who can score the basketball, and Nalissa Smith, Brunson told the Deseret News earlier this year before the season started. Brunson added, if Indiana doesn't make the playoffs and make a deep run, heads are gonna roll. I don't know from the coaching standpoint, maybe even the GM, because the talent is obviously there. All they have to do is avoid the injury bug, and that team is going to be special. Unsurprisingly, Clark has elevated the Fever's offense, turning them into what Aces head coach Becky Hammond described as a 3-headed monster. They're a legit 3-headed monster. You have to play defense against this team. Otherwise, they're just too good offensively. We don't want to get into a situation where we have to outscore them, Hammond said in a presser earlier this month. This is the first season since 2020 where Indiana has 4 players averaging double-digit points. Indiana went from the 7th highest average points scored per game last season to the 3rd highest in 2024, according to the WNBA. The Fever only trailed defending champions the Las Vegas Aces and last year's runner-up the New York Liberty. Clark is tied with Mitchell for the title of Indiana's scoring leader, averaging 19.2 points per game. She leads the team in assists and steals. As a rookie, Clark leads the WNBA in assists per game, 8.4, and 3-pointers made, 122, the second most ever in a single season. She is the first player to lead in both categories. Clark and Mitchell are tied for 7th in the league for points per game, 19.2. The next closest rookie is Angel Reese in 28th. What WNBA records did Caitlin Clark break? Clark is no stranger to breaking records and chasing history, having become the NCAA's all-time leading scorer earlier this year, as the Deseret News previously reported. ESPN shared a comprehensive list of the WNBA records Clark has broken in her rookie season.